That's totally bullshit. That means that the BDS became another new organization who want to gain also money and power on the suffer of the Palestinians. If you want me to boycott Israel, what is the alternative that you can suggest to me? You couldn't just ask me to boycott Israel and to put full stop. We are people who want to survive. We are people who are looking for a better level of life. We are people that we want to ensure the future of our children. If you will come today to any ordinary Palestinian and asking him what are the most three priorities that you are seeking, he will say a job to survive. He will say to secure the education system and the health system for my children. So where is the boycott? People are not care even about the settlements, even about the wall, even about the foundation of the Palestinian state. I think that people much more care towards their economy. And while I am caring for my economy, I will never ever be able to impose any kind of a boycott on Israel without finding out the alternative. No, I don't believe that Israel is an apartheid. I was in South Africa for 5 times, and I went to the Museum of the Apartheid in Johannesburg, and what I saw there never ever been appeared between the Israelis and the Palestinians. We have a full cooperation. If you will go to the hospitals, you will find an Arab doctors. If you will go to the universities, you will find an Arab academics. If you will go to the ministries in Israel, you will find Arab people who are working there. So I think that it's a kind, of, let me say that those who are calling that Israel is an apartheid, in my opinion, these people trying to push more and more towards the anti-Semitism around the world. And no doubt that by considering Israel as an apartheid, this is another way how to increase the anti-Semitism around the world. And no doubt that the BDS became also so famous on increasing the anti-Semitism around the world. The media is biased. I am not a person who can lay ever on the media. I think that the media trying much more to express its own political views rather than to keep the ethics of journalism. We know that journalists today, either they became pro-Palestinian or they became pro-Israelis, and I don't think that the media right now is benefiting the Israeli-Palestinian conflict in any way or another. In my opinion, the media, unfortunately, right now, became as a part of the conflict rather than to be a part of the solution of the conflict. And I think that it is politics, and unfortunately, politics became less and less care and worry about the future of the human beings. I grown up in a refugee camp for 33 years. I think that the UN became one of the biggest corrupt organizations around the world. I think that the UN is still lying on the Palestinians towards the issue of the right of return. The majority of the Palestinians in the diaspora don't believe that the right of return will be applicable one day. Listen, you are talking about almost 4 generations since the 1948 war. These people almost developed in different countries. They have their homes, they have their businesses there, and I'm quite sure that the majority of the Palestinian refugees in diaspora right now are seeking a kind of compensation from the international community rather than the right of return. I was being told that directly from the Palestinian refugees in Lebanon, in Syria, and in Jordan. And I think that the Palestinian refugees diaspora right now are so frustrated, so hopeless from their own leadership, not from the Israelis, by the way. Because what is the Palestinian leadership is really doing in terms to improve the situation of their own people right now in the refugee camps, especially in Syria and in Lebanon. Bashar Assad is butchering the Palestinians right now in Al Yarmouk refugee camp. No word from the UN, no word from the international media, no word from the leaders of the world, and Bashar al-Assad feeling so comfortable while he is butchering human beings every day. What the Palestinian Authority trying to do? Do they try to protect these people? Do they try to transfer them to a safer place? I don't think that even the Palestinian Authority itself is aware on what's really going on right now in Al Yarmouk refugee camp. See, we, the Palestinians, have a lot of conflicts. It's not only the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. We have conflicts with the majority of the Arab countries. Sometimes I am asking myself as a Palestinian, how much really Arab countries are in favor in the foundation of the Palestinian state? I am doubt if there is even one who is supporting the foundation of the Palestinian state. On what's going on in Syria right now, the Arab countries calling the UN to take measures. But what you are doing, why you are not, as an Arab, trying to take measures? Why the United States succeed to create a coalition to hit ISIS in Iraq? What about the Arabs? Why the Arabs are not creating such kind of coalition to start hitting the army of Bashar Assad and even Bashar Assad himself? But unfortunately, it looks like that the life of the Arabs became so cheap to their own leaders.